and welcome into my beautiful family. Just thank you. Y'all been sending support. You've been sharing the videos and sending me words of wisdom and words of love, of kindness that I can truly appreciate. And I'm going to be forever grateful for those things. So, with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're up telling me about your empathic gift, how your empath gift impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. If you feel like the videos are very informative to you, give you good vibes, good inspiration, or you know, good vibes or whatever, that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times in the moment, which we all are. Jesus, Lord, have mercy, take the wheel. If they're needing, spiritual guidance or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for love and support. It's so greatly appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. The music that I'm listening to on the background, this mess is a trip. Like the other video, I had to keep turning it down. Okay, there we go. It's by NRG8 uh, Music Therapy Channel. It's 528 hertz, miracle tone for positive transformation, DNA repair. I said prepare. DNA repair, healing, and miracles. And I will post that link in the description box below. And the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101 Heyokas, download of knowledge coming from all directions, veils of empathic amnesia dissolves. And it's so true. There are so many people I connect with, and it just seems like we're all, even though we're all in different situations, we're all going through different changes in our life, but things are starting to, really step up a notch to where you're learning more knowledge about the gift you carry, what's going on in the world. Um, Things that, the more you're open towards your gift or opening to know of the knowing, not resisting. Because a lot of times we trying to understand why it feel like all hell broke loose because we're not sitting right with that change, and it can be irritating, especially if you've been going through something for so long, you've been on a routine. Things need to switch up. Like I said, when I had to take my little 11, because I went back and I was like, Dad, how many days did I go without doing videos? It was like 11 days, and I was just like, oh my gosh, and because like I said, I love making my videos. This is such a positive outlet for me, and just knowing I never prepared myself to be going through something I'm going through right now. Um, and changes can be very scary because especially if you don't know what's going on around the corner. And it was just like so many blessings where I can allow myself to step out of my feelings or out of me and my pride. We do that, get mad because certain things don't took place in our life. Things have not been uncovered, things are not yet being revealed. There's people that have done something very, not good to you and not being reprimanded for those things. So a lot of times we can get stuck up in that low frequency, still up in that matrix, where we really needed to step away from. And it was just like when I had to allow myself, I did not, I did not want to step back, but it was like I was ready to snap every 5 minutes. Or even when I was doing videos, y'all know that sometimes I'm almost about to start crying. I'll be like, oh, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, and it was, even though it's good to cry, universe knows I hate doing that, especially on camera, because it's like, especially if I know it's about to be one of them ugly cries, I'll hurry up and go like this. I'm like, damn, I don't want nobody seeing me like that. But there was a lot of things I was dealing with. I was dealing with my own personal changes. I was dealing with my own demons of trauma, and thinking I was okay. But there was things that was, shifting that I felt like, that's just like when you're leaving a pot of water on the stove and you got it on high, that on top gonna start rattling, and if you ain't watching it, that mess gonna go all over the place. But when you're allowing yourself to open up to the knowledge, if you're meditating, and now it's just like I'm meditating more than I used to, allowing myself to, I used to watch like my horror animations, or I could be having a movie on, which could end up being like horror movie or whatever, and I'll doze off. And next thing I'll wake up ready to, like jump on the gun, ready to snap off on somebody or whatever. But now it's like I need to put music on, the meditation music while I sleep. If I feel myself about to go to sleep, I'm like, hey, let me go ahead and switch this up real quick, But all these different changes, universe has guided me. You need to step back for yourself. There's more things you need to release about yourself. There's more things that you really need to face and acknowledge, because I was getting very aggravated, even though I felt like I was making peace with the things that took place. It's like old memories was coming back that really made me want to handle some business, because anybody been with me for a long time, y'all go on my community page and that remind me of that thug Yoda and the spiritual Yoda was like, shoot, you used to lay hands for less stuff than this, and that's how I used to be. I always wanted to handle my issues with, either cussing somebody out or laying hands. But it's like, when is that gonna stop? People like the fact that they can push your buttons. People like the fact that when they can get you unraveled, and all those different things. So it's just like, with all the changes that are taking place in our lives right now, I always tell people, especially if I do like the empath counseling thing on the side, um when you're going through those spiritual shifts and stuff like that, it can be very scary if you're unaware of what's taking place, because that mess can make you feel like you're abandoned, because there'll be different people just walking out your life left right, and then it's just like, dag, I was always there for those people and when they needed something. Now it's like the shoes and tables done turn, and all of a sudden you out here like you stuck like Chuck. But it's like I told everybody, when we're going on that path and you don't hit that certain level, it's just like a video game. All your past lives are merging with you, but they're coming in increments. They're coming in, you know, moderation. They're not jumping all up into you like that, because it's like, um when you're in your human suit, you can't, there's no way you can physically take all that energy, and you're already dealing with your transmute of energy. Things are changing within you, and then all of a sudden all your extra lives from all those other times that you've been reincarnated, coming up into you, you might, spontaneously combust. So all those different things are coming back, and it's bringing a whole different file of different information that is really needed for your whole body just to download that. And then you're going through these different things where all these things are starting to change. You're starting to be more observant instead of absorbing. you know you're seeing things that's going around you. The vibes are even different. A lot of times you choose to engage. When somebody poked the button, now it's just like, man, you ain't even worth my damn time. You ain't even worth a blink. So that's what I'm being going like that. You don't even need to be going through that. You're seeing things that's taking place. You're not allowing yourself to be intimidated or even be bothered by something that is very irrelevant. You know, you're seeing things for what they truly are. Because a lot of times when we're in that frequency of stress, worry, uh, mad, anything like that, it clouds our judgment. You won't be able to get the things that they're really trying to show you. And a lot of times we feel like we're alone in certain situations, which we're not. And it's just like when you're going through these different things, they're, when they see that they already know this is going to really shake you up, they want to give you that assistance of comfort. They want to be able to let you know you're not dealing with this alone. These are the things that you had to endure to get you on on the path that you're needing to get onto. A lot of times I look at the situations I've been in, and then when I'm allowing myself to really let that initial, like that gutter part of change, where I'm really diving deep, because that mess was not comfortable for me. Because when I started drudging up, and it wasn't just to remember and replay, but it's allowing myself to really take note and say, this did happen in your life, but it's no longer needed. They cannot affect you. You already see what took place. You're seeing the true intentions and the motives these people had. you know that's letting you know you stepped away. And it took a long time for me to remove that anger, because at first it was like me psyching myself out and not allowing these people to press my buttons. Now it's just like, even though this hurt me to the core, I appreciate you doing that, because when you thought you were tearing me down to make me be suicidal or make me lose my life and take me away from my kids, you actually tore me down away from the stuff that you molded me to make me see about myself that wasn't even true. So I'm like, so thank you for that. Because a lot of times people will play something on you and don't realize they're blessing you when they think they're hurting you. And it really takes a lot of strength, which you do have, you know, to deal with that. Because my mom, like, I heard my mama tell me earlier, and just like I'm telling you, when you know you're ready for change, no matter how much that mess is uncomfortable and ain't sitting right with you know what you tired of looking at. You know what certain things and certain people you tired of seeing. You're going to take that initial guidance that they're trying to give you, and you're going to make that change. Don't be sitting up here cutting your teeth and sucking on your mouth like, I'm so tired of this mess. You're going to allow yourself to really see what they're trying to show you, because you were going your way and you wonder why things ain't right because you weren't listening. That was me, because I just went straight mute when it came to all the instructions. Like, okay, yeah, I'll get this, and then wonder why. Oh Lord, I'm tired of being this. I wasn't doing what I needed to do. I can't halfway do something expect me a full time result. You can't do that. People come back at me. I'll tell them, hey, this has to take place for this to take place. And then you get mad at me. Oh, it's not working where you say it was. But did you make those initial directions that you were guided to do? Okay, I'll wait. Anytime, like if I get an insight for somebody, now it's just from that incident. I always make sure I'm like, look, hear me and hear me well. Now I'm telling you, this is what I'm seeing. But if you take a direction that you're doing because of your insecurities or because you want to control certain situations, fate can always change for you just because of the situations you chose to take. When they tell you to go left, you don't went straight right because you didn't like what you saw going towards the left. They're not going to stick, universe is not going to place you in a situation that'll endanger you, or it'll press you back to where, you're going to fall flat on your face. You have to be able to allow yourself to take the direction that they need you to take for you to get into a better situation. If you go off by yourself, you can't blame nobody but yourself when you're still in the same situation you're dealing with. You're still dealing with the same demons that they're trying to tell you to part ways from. You want better in your life, you have to be able to make those initial sacrifices to get towards better. And it's just like I was telling myself, if you want that peace in your life, you have to allow yourself to let go of what is keeping you from your peace. Don't sit up here and allow yourself to become triggered by things because of other people's insecurities. They don't have nothing to do with you, even though they're directing it towards you. They don't have anything to do with you. you know but it's just like all these different things are coming towards you. All these different things are being shown to you, having different synchronicities when it comes to your numbers, or there's certain things that you're researching and it comes up with the answer to a question, or you can add something from the universe that you're really trying to get that confirmation for, and then it'll pop up while you are going through meditation. All these things that are taking place is something that was needed for you. And a lot of times we're learning these different things just because of the trauma that's taken place in our life, or the setback we had taken for our lives. Because I hate hitting that reset button, because I'm like, Lord, if I got to go reset this one more time, you have to be able to go through that. But you always, if you messed up that day, you always can start off another day saying, I didn't react to this situation very well. I didn't digest this very well. Let me allow myself to really do what's truly needed in my life, so I can be towards better. Allow me to take that initial chance, even though we can't see. When they always tell you, you have to be able to, you know, be within faith. A lot of times how they say don't go by faith. But what is it? Don't go by whatever it is. Don't be you can't go by just because of things you're seeing. I can't remember that phrase, but you walk by faith, not by sight. When they're telling you to walk somewhere, they want you to have that confidence within them, within yourself. Now, if there's somebody on the street, oh heck yeah, they can drive you right dead into a dead end or into all of off a cliff somewhere. But universe is giving you that guide for a certain reason. And if you dealing with certain people, and then all of a sudden, when you're really wondering about if this person's in your life, do they have good intentions to you? Do they have your best interest at heart? You'll see within a week's time, you know, what kind of intentions that they have. Are they doing low frequency intentions, or do they got envy intentions, or are they sitting in here to really teach you something and get you towards your next chapter? And a lot of times when people are in your life and is helping you out, but a lot of times you don't see it as that, you know. And it took me a minute, even though I hear it all the time. I had to allow myself to really digest that. Not everybody, there are certain people that are there for that season, and there are certain people that are there for that reason. But still, either way, you're getting a lesson of blessing, whether it's a good or a bad. It's still going to benefit you in that way, because then, if that situation comes back up again, you already know how to handle it, you know. And it really took me a while, through those pausing moments, when I wasn't making videos. It really allowed me to see everything in a different direction. I was being very toxic with myself. If I want to conversate with somebody and be like, girl, I remember this, girl, I remember that. Yeah, you can remember it all day, but you don't got to keep on reflecting on it. I had to really tell myself, if you keep bringing that up, that means you're still dwelling on it. And I really had to stop doing that. Now I can sit up here and say, I done been through hell and high water so many times, but it was all about how I bounced back. Are you gonna allow that situation to hold you back? Are you gonna allow yourself to stay focused on a door that's already shut? Are you gonna keep your foot in that door that is really trying desperately to close for you? What are you trying to do? So it's just like, I'm very blessed for all my tragedies. I'm very blessed for them things, because they really, really strengthened me. It takes a lot for you to be that woman and say, yeah, I had some insecurities. I fell short because I wondered, how people would take me, about my story. I'm telling about my life, the experiences I had with being who I'm related to, what I was guided to do. I left myself as that open book for people to judge me. Now if it's somebody, I've had so many good things that came out about that situation when people heard about my experience. Now I had also, a handful of hateful things that happened. Either way, it never changed course on what I experienced, regardless of what others thought. My dad always tell me, baby, don't worry about what they're saying about you. That reflects on the outside of them. That don't have nothing to do with you. You're speaking your truth. I'm always with you. I'll have your back. Even though he couldn't physically be there, that man was there. He was always that man of mystery to me. And I'm be forever grateful for that. And this journey has not been easy for me, but I had to allow myself to open to change. The things that I went through, like I've said many times before, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And I got a lot of them triggers. Okay. I got a lot of them. And I still would not wish that on anybody, because that's like a repeat of a broken heart that you can never mend. It really takes a lot for you to just walk away, even though I ain't get no answers, even though, people still doing their dirt, whatever. But I had to be able to stay focused on me and what I'm trying to accomplish, what I'm doing. Because it's like, when I allow myself to step back, I'm opening myself up to knowledge, opening myself up to learn from y'all the way you're learning from me. You know, we all have a story to tell, but a lot of times your lessons can be able to reflect, you know, about what you're going, where you've been, but where you're heading. It's all about how you tend to look at your life, all about what decisions you make to go about it, you know. But you can't make it through life worrying about the opinions of others, or allowing yourself to be affected when people discredit you, or they got their opinions about what you should do. There's a lot of times people give you good advice. A lot of people give you advice just to tear you down, because they see where you're going. When they're threatened by that, they're like, "Oh yeah, you can go that way," and they're like, "Shh, shh, shh. He's like, girl, there's a dead end that way, and it's gonna have a cliff with a drop. You never like, yeah, I know that, but they don't. And there's people that are like that because they're threatened by your strength. They're threatened by the light that you shine. It outshines them. So automatically you became a walking threat. You can come in here and say smile and sneeze, and they still mad at you for something. And you ain't even did nothing personally to them. It's just you got up, got dressed, and kept on going. You know, but these are the things that I had to allow myself to set aside because that was ego. Worrying about, oh, I didn't like this. Let me go ahead and erase this. Or, oh, I didn't get enough likes on this. It's all about that message. It can be one person that got this message, and that's fine with me because that seed was planted for that person. They can either accept it and be appreciating, or somebody can sit up here and not say nothing at all because they really don't want to say nothing good about you, but they ain't got nothing to do with you. Like I said, I appreciate the bad situations that I've been placed in, you know, because that really helped me know that when people have something bad to say about you, when you're pushing out nothing but positive, that lets you know that you already became a double threat for them because you done contradicted everything about what they're trying to do, you know, or they're wishing they were where you were. I'm like, you can obviously do that, but you have to be able to go through that change. I try not to judge my journey with somebody else's. You never supposed to do that because you don't know what that person had to sacrifice. You don't know how many times that person has fell flat on their face and jumped right back up. Because if you want something very good for your life and you're not going to get that initial yes right off the bat because you have to experience things. You have to go through things. You have to, learn from those hard lessons of mistakes. Because a lot of times when we get stressed out, we feel like we got to have it right now. And they always say, don't go off of those microwavable dreams. That's just like microwavable food, fast food. That's gonna be, fulfilling for those five to 20 minutes. But next thing you know, you're gonna be hungry again, and that's what they really want you to take heed about the things that you're learning throughout those lessons to get to where you need to be. Because when you done messed up, you already see it was like, okay, well, this didn't go off the way I planned it because I jumped the gun too quick, or I don't stop here and said something to somebody about what my next plan was, and next thing they prayed on to make sure I didn't have it. Then I'm wondering why this happened. All those different things you're learning life lessons that, what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say, what you pose a focus on and what you need to stray away from, what you need to observe instead of absorbing. All these different things are teaching you very valuable codes, knowledge that, is going to protect you, protect your well being and your surroundings, being able to allow yourself to stray away from certain things, having to make a lot of decisions to cut people out your life. You'll start seeing situations. It's like when I'm seeing situations I'm going through recently, I had somebody walk out my life, because I was still dwelling on the negative, in which, that was my fault. But then also the same as well, if that situation or if that connection was supposed to be there, it would have been there. But you don't supposed to force somebody to be in your life. You don't have to force somebody to like you. You ain't got to force nobody to stay. They're going to leave, to leave, tell them well wishes. Bless you. I don't wish anything on nobody because I ain't trying to have that mess come back to me. I wish whoever that leaves my life, I wish them well, or I just don't say nothing at all. I start seeing patterns. If I tell somebody, oh, I'm not feeling well, I'm going through this and this and that. And there's a lot of people, Dad, Roslynn, okay, you want me to send you some vibes or whatever and stuff like that. And I appreciate that. But then if I tell you, you know what I'm going through and you still think about me, 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 me. Oh, you ain't even worried about what I'm going through, but you want me to make sure I acknowledge what you're doing. Okay, let me go ahead and cut you right out. And there's things that's really happened to me in my life like that. But I seen this post the other day. It's like whether or not that person stayed or left, you appreciate that chapter in your life, which I really do. It took me a long time to say that because when somebody don't really betrayed me, like really betrayed me, when I know I've not got, did any kind of evil doings to them, except keep it real, and they still did that, that showed more about them. They ain't used to somebody being a good friend to them, because they probably used to people stabbing them in their back every time they turn around. Okay, that's okay, but you messed up. You lost out on a good thing, not me. I'm good. you know and it was just like I used to constantly say, I remember I went through this, I remember I went through that, I remember that. You can remember it all day, But you ain't got to focus on that. You're just like, okay, that person showed me the truth within them. And I appreciate that. So now that was supposed to be shown to me, because that person either can distract me from the blessings I'm trying to get to, they can block me from the blessings I'm going to get to, or it's just I'm going to put myself, I made 100 paces forward and dealing with that person, it took me 2,000 paces back. And it's like everything my life I went through has always taught you something of value, and I felt that. So the more knowledge that you're open to getting, the more of those veils of amnesia starting to pop off, because all of a sudden you're going to start having dreams like crazy, different experiences where you might have flashbacks of your past, or if you born and raised in certain places or whatever, you're drawn to certain places, or even not in the states, or there are certain places in a different state, and all of a sudden you having this craving like, oh, I gotta go here, I gotta go here. And that may be where you were in that prior life. Or even you might have some phobias that'll pop up that wasn't a phobia before you to you before. That's all because your past life don't freak you the heck out, and brought some daggone unfinished, unhealed, unprocessed, uh, issues you had from that prior life. Because a lot of times go through that reincarnate, there's some things that you did not handle. And what we're dealing with now is so crazy and so intense and so powerful. It needs all your lives to cease. But it took many millennials, whatever you want to call it, to end, because you're severing cords that was so hard, that's been passed down from generation to generation to generation. And they picked you, they handpicked you for that, because they already know, damn, that person is bomb. Got that energy that's fierce, but they need to be able to recognize it in them like we recognize it in them, you know? And these situations gonna bring up that vibe of scary, or you're gonna have different thoughts or even vibes that, do I have what it takes to make it? I'm tired of going through this, and those are every single thing that you were supposed to go through. Because I've said it many times before, if you came here with that same kind of energy, same kind of knowledge you had as when you were that fierce warrior being up there, you wouldn't learn nothing, because you already had everything figured out. You had to be basically plumb dumb, ignorant to everything that you have ever experienced in whatever life, and start off from scratch. It was like, okay, we're gonna give them a little sprinkle of that little gift, and the other one got to tweak out a little bit after they don't flipped off with the other one. You had to go through different trials, you had to go through different traumas, you had experienced a lot of hatred, or a lot of, something just really violated you to pop off and put that switch on. And it reminds me of the show I used to watch. It was like a spinoff from Buffy and the Vampire Slayers. I got that whole season, just like I got the whole season of Angel, you know, and it was just like a certain, he went through so many different things, and like he couldn't make sex. He couldn't have sex with anybody that was a true love to him. That was the gypsy curse. You couldn't experience that, because if you're not, you're gonna lose your soul if you did. And it was like when he lost that, all hell about to break loose. He don't care. Vengeance is his. He about to really do everything up under the sun. And he took Buffy through a lot when they started when they started, friction in the nether regions, you know. And it's just like a lot of things that it's like a lot of things are art imitating life imitating art that's coming to you, you know. And it's just like I said with the other video, when I was watching the underworld of evolution, when I was saying that connected with me, the only thing is there ain't no daggone lycanthrope or no daggone vampire, because if it was, boy, woo, I'd be handling stuff like right now. But they made her different. They didn't see her coming. They felt like, oh, she's just a female, there's a vampire. But they didn't realize how they done set stuff up for her. And that's how it is for us. They're not gonna see you coming. They think when they see you, you can be this little person that like have dwarfism or something like that. I'm trying to be politically correct. I'm not trying to offend anybody. But then you can have that energy and heart of a jolly green giant, but they put it in that little person. I'm like, oh hell, let Hubert by. He'll be all right. Next thing you know, this boy done sit up here and wrecked up a whole goddamn neighborhood just because you assumed something. you know. And those are the things that are taking place. They set us up in certain situations. We're all over the world, and people think they had to be a certain way or certain nationalities just for them to fit into the statistic, or into those Native American traits. But that was the whole purpose for that, because it was always a hush hush deal when it comes to different tribes. They didn't really speak on that unless it was somebody in the family, and they took pride in what they did. They had in-depth teachings. They goes very deep. But whatever was going on up in the galactic situation, they don't had to change course on that, because they've been on. You see, but you never heard anything. That's something that they had that silent code. They didn't do that. But when it started coming to the deities and the masses and the 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 what is it, the ancestral tribes and stuff up there from many, 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 many years back, they said something about to take place in this world, something about to step out. They're needing us to do that, but how are we going to do this? Because they're going to, they had to be very clever on what they were doing. Very, very clever. As soon as I said that, my daggone phone started vibrating, So there's a lot of things out in the outside world that lurks. So they know all the traits to the most powerful empaths in the world. So they had to go opposite of that. They know who they chose before birth, when you were still a twinkle in whatever eye. You were chosen already. You had to go through different strategies. You had to go through hell just to get birth. You were already doomed from the womb when you got here. You know, all these different things that you're doing. You always wonder why you're always catching hell when you go through stuff. This is something you were supposed to go through. My mom always used to say you janky and blessed at the same time. I'm like, I know, right? Didn't know. But, these are the things that you had to go through. And the more you're open to understand, because I know it's not something easy that you can go through, because you're experiencing a lot of things, and it's like a WTF moment or a WTH whatever, you know shortness they want to use, acronym, whatever they want to call it. You're going through a lot of those things and you really don't understand what's taking place. That's why I always say I love what I do, because I was that person that had nobody to talk to, nobody to trust, thought my life was like, I really went cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. Didn't know. I already tell people, my daggone radio is not tuned. You can't put no kind of antenna on there. If I'm not ready to be in transmute, you ain't going to do it. Elevator is just stuck in between 2 and 10. It ain't going nowhere unless I want it to, you know. So it's just like all these things. You're a person of mystery, but it's like, some of us can identify with the next one, but some of us not. I've had people ready to snap on me because they said I was full of shit and I was lying, or I need to take my meds. You're black, you're a female, and I'm like, number one, I ain't all this, I ain't all that. I know what I was picked for. Just because they didn't inform you don't mean I wasn't chosen. This is something I did not pick. I'm like, oh, well, today I'm gonna decide I'm gonna be one of those Native American empaths, the most powerful ones in the world. I didn't pick that. I didn't even know what the hell Heyoka was. I thought I was gonna have to slap my daggone ancestral, you know, tribal great grandfather from third one down, because I thought he called me a hoe in a different language. I'm like, what did you call me? And I don't want to know why you keep calling me that. And I was really ready to snap, you know. And then I started allowing myself. They took me on this journey. And my life is like that Christmas Carol movie where the man went through different parts of his life and seeing what took place and what decisions he didn't take or whatever. And they did that. It was like a highlight of my life. And I was just like, man, then when I think about it, because a lot of things you probably did and you just threw it off as like, oh, okay, and didn't really think nothing of it until it was going to play a major part in your life right now. Then you're going to start thinking about all the things that you did, and more you're open to it, they're going to start showing you, remember when you did this, or remember when you just, you helped somebody with this, it contradicted what fell through that could have happened. All those different things are taken towards your life to give you that download that you truly need to know. And then when you do, that'll open up a mother load of everything else. Akashic records don't bust it out the frame. And then all of a sudden, you're finding out all this new information about you that needed to take place for you to become that, not just in your body, but in your mind. Your mind is like the most powerful weapon. It can be your best friend and can be the best damn enemy. You have to choose what you're going to do with it. And that's your weapon. Just because of the things you went through and how you went through it and how you experienced it, it's like when you have gotten through this, and I had to really allow myself to really say that as well for myself. When you finally get through this situation and you are where you need to be, you're gonna catch hell just because of what you have been through. But then it's like it's not even, it's gonna be like throwing a grape at you because you don't experience the worst you can possibly experience. Just like, people come up to me and want to say all the craziness to me, and it may hurt like hell, but it don't hit the same when I experience what I've experienced. Ain't nothing you can say or do to me that's gonna hit the same way as what I went through to get where I needed to be. And that's what makes you bomb. That's what makes you fierce as hell. You're gonna be walking around like daggone Terminator and stuff like that. And is that type of situation. You carry that energy. Even with you passing by other folks that are sensitive towards that, you're looking like, what the hell is that? I gave somebody a compliment. I didn't insult them at all. My energy was so powerful. You know that person sit up here and block me just because I gave them a good compliment. And I'm like, well, damn, that they ain't had nothing to do with me. And I just, I say I pray for them and keep it going. But that's what kind of energy you carry. You either have somebody, you become somebody's triple threat, or you become somebody blessed, and it's going to be either or. And it's going to really benefit on you down the long run. But I hope you were able to, resonate with this video. Like I said, y'all, I truly missed y'all. I love making my videos. I love being able to speak my truth, the knowledge that is sent to me, to be able to reflect towards others, because what we go through is not easy. What you're trying to heal from is not easy. What they need you to let go of, really not easy. When you don't know, you can't directly see where your path is going, even though there's changes taking place. It's not easy. And that's the main reason why I love doing my videos. I'm allowing myself to heal. I'm allowing myself to see things from different angles, but I had to step out my own way to do that. And you're going to have to do the same thing too. It's all good though, because there's sometimes I'll trip up, then I'll bust my knees up, and be like, damn, that felt, it's just like, I really felt that, and then get back up and just keep moving. That's what you do. You were built for this. You were made for this. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. And God dog it, I forgot to give people shout outs on my last video. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Genocide, Flower Artist, or just Jen, William Allen, Matt Mazurick. I hope I pronounced that. Mimi B, my sis, I love you. And BZ, much love as well. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, welcome. It's so good to have you. Drop a line. I would love to give you a post notification shout out. If you want to get in touch with me privately, there's other people that, email me, but I always tell people the quickest way to, get in contact with me is on Facebook Messenger. You don't have to have the actual page to get Messenger. You can, go on my page. You can find me under my name. Don't send me a friend request and then anything, because I don't do that. If you want to sit up here and send me, hey, Roslynn, I connect with you through the Heyoka fam, or I connect with you through YouTube. I have this, question about my spiritual path. I'll try my best to go ahead and answer and assist you the best way I can. Anything we talk about is confidential. And if I can't find the answers that you need, I will send you the links or to the information that is needing to guide you towards your way. So, like and subscribe, drop a line, make sure you hit the notification bell so you can get upload notification to know when I'm about to upload my next video. Share, tell somebody about the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved. And knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I pray that everything you're trying to manifest in your life comes 100,000 times more than what you expected, even what you asked for, and it comes so much sooner than you expected it to. And make sure, even through social distancing, you project out love, light, positivity, wealth, prosperity, words, vibes, frequencies. You never know, all those things can really help somebody a long way. And I hope you have a blessed rest of your week. And it's almost, well, tomorrow's going, wait a minute, what day is it? Okay, it's only Wednesday, but you know, these days are running together for me. But I hope you have a blessed week. I'll go ahead and do a couple more videos. It feels good for me to do videos. Oh my God, dog! I didn't realize how long I was talking. But I hope everything is good. You know, I keep y'all in my thoughts and prayers, and I will see y'all in my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be well.